Hello out there again. I'm Jake. This is my collection, and I, for some reason, was going through my collection again, obviously, because this is what the show is. But whatever. I was trying to pick out certain movies that have a theme or whatever, so I can do a stupid top 10 list or whatever they are. I came across a couple of movies that don't fit in with that. Well, I don't really have a lot of musicals, which I've noticed. I mean, I grew up watching The Sound of Music a lot, but that was probably my grandma. Also, Lil Abner and name anything from the 50s. That's basically what I grew up on. So, in another video, I was talking about Edgar Wright and all that, and I remembered how shiny this box cover was. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I've never actually read the comics, but I have played the game a bunch of times. It's very fun. It just got re-released on the PlayStation and other formats. It has songs in it, so I'm calling it partial musical. It does have legit songs, and the soundtrack is very good. So I'm calling this musical, even though not a musical, but it does revolve around music. So I'm calling it that. Weird one. Not many people know about. Repo, the Genetic Opera. Not Repo Man. Repo, the Genetic Opera. The only problem with this movie, you do have to put up with Paris Hilton trying to sing. It's a very strange movie. It's got Sarah Brightman, who's in this. Sorry, had to burp. Sarah Brightman. You don't know, she was the original Christine Daae and the Phantom of the Opera, the one I think Andrew Lloyd Webber was dating at the time. She's a fantastic singer. I mean, she's an opera singer, so she doesn't really move much, but I mean, you got enough power in your voice. It's cool. The main guy, which I can never remember his name, it's got Alexa Vega in it, who is one of the Spy Kids. And I think it's Anthony Stewart Head. It also has Ogre from Skinny Puppy. He's great in this. And Bill Moseley. You know Bill Moseley? Of course you know Bill Moseley. He's in a lot of stuff. Especially Rob Zombie things. Bill Moseley's a fantastic guy. He's a repossessor. It's the Anthony Stewart Head, which I don't recognize him from anything. He looks like the guy who should be John Lithgow, but isn't. So there's one scene where he's got a guy in an alley strung up and he rips out his spine because he needs to repossess it. And then he gets a call from his daughter and then he has to talk to her like it's a normal day at work. Basically, they sell organs, and then if you don't pay up, they just repossess them and sell them to somebody else. And the guy who wrote it, a lot like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, is in it. I mean, it's not the same guy, obviously, but he's in it, and his songs are the best. He's the guy that in the slums selling people drugs in order to make them okay with all the surgery that they got going on. Repo Genetic Opera. It's a strange movie, but if you like musicals and sci-fi horror, I mean, it's gory in parts. Yeah, it's really good. Also, one dude wears he wears Paris Hilton's face at the end. Yeah, like he doesn't, it's kind of like, God, Handsome Jack, where it looks like he's got something attached to his face. Yeah, it's like that. It's weird. Strange movie. Different kind of face, paper mache, really. Frank. This movie is weird, and I absolutely love this movie. I mean, Domhnall Gleeson, Maggie Gyllenhaal, and Michael Fassbender, the guy from the Slave movie, and you know the next one's going to be School of Rock. Guy from 12 Years a Slave and a bunch of other stuff. He's in the head, and he sings, and it's fantastically weird. I mean, it's like the way he thinks. It kind of reminds me of like how you kind of feel on, I guess somehow some people would feel like on acid or whatever, where like everything is on game. and you want multiple sensations and sounds and fluctuations. You want to feel the world around you, and that's how his brain works. He's very autistic, especially when he's forced to take the helmet off and the band kind of dissolves. And it's got some great songs in it. Frank, if you've never seen Frank and you want to watch a wonderful film, Frank. School of Rock. I mean, it's Jack Black. It's not what made me fall in love with him. Like I was a big fan of Tenacious D from just the music itself. And then I saw Shallow Hal, and then I saw a bunch of. I think I saw Shallow Hal, and then Tenacious D came into my mind because I didn't know I had seen him already, and like Mars Attacks and whatnot. It's cool. He's a great actor. But in this, he really sells himself as himself. School of Rock is wonderful. The songs in it are great. Sure, they're like basically like cover songs over and over until like the end song. If you hate this movie, you're dead to me. I'm kidding. You're not. You're probably dead already. Who knows? The one, the only, the Tim Curry and sexy lingerie, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's got Meatloaf. It's got Tim Curry. It's got the weirdo who's the hunchback, who's also the writer of all the songs in it. I think he was the original Dr. Frankenfurter, but like Train Spotting, they kind of had to shift characters around. Probably because he looks better in lingerie. Who knows? He's a transvestite from Transsexual. It's God, what's his name? Barry Bostwick. I always forget his name. And Susan Sarandon in it. This movie is Jim Sharman. Thank you, Jim Sharman. He's the hunchback in this movie. He wrote all the songs. He wrote sequels to it. They're pretty good. They didn't film as well, but this classic, this wonderful. That's it. Backwards replay. Who cares? Repo the Genetic Opera. Weird horror songs filled. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Here's the back of the cover. Awesome movie. That's been a classic forever. It's a cult classic, of course. This should be a cult classic. It's one of mine. School of Rock. There's the shiny stuff. And then twofer. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Again, a comic book movie, an action movie, a video game movie, and a movie with music in it that made me fall in love with basically the entire universe, even though I just don't have all the money to buy all that crap for the comics. They're hard to find sometimes, even when I go to bookstores. Why are bookstores dying? Stop reading shit on like a stupid screen. I know I'm filming this on a screen. That is not the point. You should be able to feel the texture and the feel and the love of like paper itself. Much like how Frank has love of music the same way. It might feel strange, it might feel off, but there is a bit of wonderfulness in all of that. Strange, weird, off. That's me. This is my collection. I hope you have a great day. This was a short list. Anyway, I hope you have a great day. Again, you want to live once? Why not? Later.